All right, we are looking at map reports. Okay, so here we have the map report for math in the fall of 2014. Excuse me while my camera refocuses. Okay, over here we have the data of the teacher, which I've cleverly hidden underneath some paper clips. And the students, again, very clever, underneath some pens for confidentiality's sake, of course. So over here we have all of your students lined up. We have the grade. Another column here is when they were tested. Then it's the Rit score. The Rit is an abbreviation for rash unit. Rash is the name of a guy, not something on your skin. And it's just a different measurement scale than the typical 100-point. Okay, so we have the Rit score. Then we have a Rit range. Now this is interesting. So what we're saying here is that the student scored at the lowest a 156. And at the highest, a 162. And so you can see the average Rit is in between that range. And that's what's really great about the map, is that it doesn't just test on a single item, but it actually adapts and changes with the student's answers on the test. So you end up with a range, and this is the overall score, or the average within the range. Then we have the percentile. This is for norm referencing. So this, you can say, this student here, we're going to call him Jimmy. Jimmy is in the 7th percentile of all the students in the sample. So what we're saying is that all the second graders, the sample, Jimmy here is number 7 out of 100. So that's pretty low. But then you can look down, and we have a student, we're going to call her Sally. She's number 86 out of 100. And you can see that her Rit score is a 192. Okay? Now, let me keep going here. These last columns are very important. These are the math strands. So broken up into 5 different strands so that you as the teacher can make better decisions on what you're going to teach and maybe how you're going to teach it. Now at the bottom here we have more data. We have the number of students, and then very important is the mean Rit. So what's the average Rit score? It's a 175. Now the norm referencing is a 178.2, which I've written up here at the top. We are not truly interested in comparing ourselves to the norm, although that is a good reference point. We're really interested in growth. How will these students do next year or in the spring when they take it again? Hopefully, their Rit scores will improve by a couple points or a lot of points. We want to see growth over time. And then eventually, when these second graders are in 10th grade, we should see incredible growth. That's what we're after here. And this map data allows us to get to that point. So, let's look at the map, the Rit. The Rit, you'll notice, starts low and goes to high. Generally speaking, this should align with what you already know about the students in your class. So if we take Jimmy here at the top, he is hopefully, not hopefully, wrong word, he is probably a low achiever in your class. And then you look down here at Sally, and she's probably a high achiever in your class. If it's not the case, then you will say, okay, something happened on the day of the test. There was a sickness, there was something wrong with the test itself, the computer. Maybe the student was emotionally unstable that day, got in a fight with mom, whatever. So you want to look at your individual students, look at the Rit, and just decide, in your professional judgment, do they align with what is generally going on in the classroom? If so, then you're good. You may find that you have a student here. We're going to call him Paul. Paul is a 173, which is a little low, again, compared to the norm average. So he's got a 173. You may say, you know what, normally Paul is my A student, so something happened on that day. If that's the case, then you can kind of knock that data out. Okay, over here we see that the scores are in the Rit range. Okay, you're given a range of numbers. At the bottom, we see the means. This is very, very important. So you want to look for the lowest of the strands, which in this case is measurement. Now you may say to yourself, I haven't taught measurement yet. It's only the fall. We teach that in the spring. Okay, then right now you can ignore that. But just know from right here, the second graders are a little low. But that's, again, it's okay. So you look at the next lowest in the means. And so you would say, all right, let's see what's lowest is numbers and operations. Has the lowest mean. So maybe I need to focus or strengthen those lessons or units because of the data.